Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I am pre-recording my hashtag Friday Reads. And this is where I tell you what I'm reading for the weekend and where I am at and stuff like that. So I have a lot of books that I'm reading right now, and I'm just going to share and start off. So the first book that I am going to finish, hopefully, I hope tonight. So when you see this video, I hope it's already done. On my Kindle, I have an hour and a half left of Room 42. I am really enjoying it. It is a middle grade book, and the author contacted me and asked me if I wanted to read her book, and so that's where I am on this one. I have an hour and a half left to read, and I want to finish it tonight. So if I had to rate it at this point, I would be a 4-star. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's about a all boys school, boarding school, and of course there's lots of I lose my train of thought. There is the boys get in a lot of trouble. So yeah, so that's what this one's about, and it is for middle grade, and it's really good so far. So okay, so another middle grade book I am reading on audio. I started this one, and this one I am reading the Books of Elsewhere. It's called The Shadows by Jacqueline West, and I just started this on audio. I got the audio from Scribd, and I used my credit for this one, and so far I am on, reading it pretty quickly, I'm on page 108. So I'm like halfway through the book, so I will be continuing this one through audio. And I'm really enjoying this one. This is a middle grade book, and it's about a girl who moves into this house, and it seems to be haunted or something, and things happen. I don't want to tell you anything else because I will spoil it. And so far I am really enjoying this one. So yeah, so this is book 1 of a series. So really good. Okay, so on to my physical books. My physical books. I am reading The Bird Box by Don't Open Your Eyes by Josh Malerman. And I am really enjoying this one. This one is very spooky and creepy. Little demented. I am on page 114. It's keeping my attention. The chapters are really short. I'm on chapter 22. So that's like this. So the chapters are really short. I love that about that book. It's about it's like you can't look outside because something happens to you if you look outside. So when you go demented and you get crazy and you start killing people and stuff, it's very horror-ish. So if you don't like squirmish things, I wouldn't suggest reading this one. But I am enjoying it, and the people have to like put blindfolds on when they go outside and stuff like that. So it's really intriguing, and if I had to rate it right now, I would give it a 5-star. So I'm really enjoying this one. So that's that one. Okay, the other book that I am continuing to read is an adult book. I am trying to finish this one. It's The Vegetarian by Han Kang. This one is very demented. It is an adult book. It has adult content in it. There is things in here that I probably would never have read. Yeah, it's about a woman who turns into a vegetarian because a dream told her to do it. And so she gets rid of all the meat in her house and stuff like that. But there is sex in here. There's sexual content. There's rape in here. There's very strange adult stuff in here. So if you are a teen, I do not suggest picking this up. Yeah, I am on the second point of view still. The first point of view was okay. It was about the husband telling the story. The second part is the brother-in-law telling the story. And both people are demented. Yeah, something's wrong with them. So, yeah, so I want to finish this one and get it off my TBR. But if I had to rate it now, it's like a 4-star. I would say 4, 3.5, 4-star. So yeah, so that's this one. Okay, back into the YA. Back into the YA. I am continuing to read with Courtney Marie. We are buddy reading this book. Both of us are having struggling times with it, mainly because we're both working and whatever. But we are reading Station 11. I finished Station 11. I am reading Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. And I am on page 248. So I did get pretty far. I got to read more, but yeah, I'm hoping to finish this by the 31st. So yeah, so this one, if I had to rate it now, it would be a 3-star. It's not keeping my attention. Yeah, it's dragging a lot. So yeah, so that's this one. Okay, on to a psychological thriller that I picked up from the library, and I put this one down because I want to finish Vegetarian. And I started reading this one, Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben, and I am really, really enjoying this one, but the only reason I put it down is because I want to finish the other ones, and I am on page 137, so I did read a lot of it. I am enjoying this one, and this one is about, the author is, sorry about that, my lighting just fell. Anyway. I am back to talk about Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben, and this one is really an adult book. It's a psychological thriller. It starts off where she's at a funeral, the main character, she's at a funeral. It's a husband who died, and little things happen along the way, and it's really, really good. It's really keeping my attention, and I got pretty far on this one, so I want to continue this one. So, the library, I have myself on wait lists. I put all my books on there, things that I want to read, and somehow they call me, and sometimes all my books come in at once, but I have one more book that I picked up from the library. I got in the car, and I started reading it, and it was really, really enticing, but I put it down because I want to finish the other ones. So the book that I picked up from the library is a new release. It just came out, and it's very, very heavy, and it's very, very heavy. It's a thick book. So anyway, the book that I got is The Fireman by Joe Hill. I forgot that I put, sorry, my dinner's coming up. I'm sorry. I put this on my wait list because I wanted to read it, and I forgot that I put this on, so I was like, oh my god, I got a new book. So I picked it up. This is a fat book. Look how fat that thing is. Anyway, so I get in the car, and I'm like, oh, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. So I read his book, Horns, and I really liked it. So this is an author. I put this... I would have bought the book, but I was like, you know what, I can't buy too many more books. I have to use the library. So I got this from the library, and I sat in the car, and I read, and I didn't even have a bookmark. I had to use a napkin. There's a napkin in here. I read 2 chapters already, and I'm really, really intrigued. It takes place in an elementary school. So, yeah, it's really, really good so far, and it's a horror because he writes horrors, so yeah. So if you get a chance to read this one, it's really, really good so far. I'm just going to read the back. Yeah, what was intriguing was it takes place in an elementary school, so that's where it starts out, so that was pretty neat. Okay, so on the back it says, I don't think I've ever read anything that so deftly navigates between horror and real sweetness, or that explores such a wide spectrum of the disturbing, the nuances of a global epidemic, a failed marriage, and a weird chapel service all come equally to life. The Fireman is an incredible fever dream of a book, And that was quoted by Lois Hall, author of Speak. Every decade must have a great story of how we fail, how our society comes apart. Joe Hill has written ours. Our high rise, our day of the thrifts, which makes us all refugees seeking a safe haven in the wreckage of a world burned, brutal, and hostile. Ominously superb. And that was quoted by Nick Harkaway, author of Tigerman. And then it says, a terrific story, a Lord of the Flies for the Twitter generation. Part post-apocalyptic fable, part social satire. It's clever, gripping, and packs a hell of a punch. And that was quoted by Joanne Harris, author of The Girl with No Shadow. And then there's one more. A good writer can make you think or feel, but a great writer does both in the service of story. Joe Hill is a great writer. The Fireman is a tour de force of imagination, grounded by beautiful writing and attention to the human heart. It's a gripping, haunting saga that further establishes Hill as one of the finest storytellers at work today. And that was quoted by Michael Koyata, and sorry if I butcher his name, author of Last Words. So yeah, this sounds really amazing if you like horror. Yeah. So, but I the first 2 chapters in a elementary school with a first grader, I was like, oh, this is cool. So yeah. So I'm going to continue reading this one. I want to finish Vegetarian and the other one first and jump right into this one. So anyway, so those are the books that I plan to read in the next week. And I hope to finish 2 or 3 of these in the weekend because we are off and we have an extra 2 days off from school. So I'm hoping that I will be able to read. So anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you in another video. Bye.